In this video, I'll show you how to trade without fear. In the last video, we talked about FOMO, fear of missing out, revenge trading, wanting to be right, afraid to lose, and afraid to lose money. This video, I'm going to show you how to trade without fear. I'm gonna first start off with, hi, my name is Carolyn Savage, and I've been a profitable day trader for a few years now. I've been day trading for 5 years, so that means I had to learn a lot before I finally started making profit. I do teach day trading for dummies. I have a school, so if you'd like to learn more about trading psychology, learn the basics of trading, join my school. It's in the link in the description below. But let's get into this video. So FOMO, we talked about, and if you didn't see the last video, it's actually on my school. So, but we talked about that in the last. Of FOMO is fear of missing out. That means that you may get into a trade just because on sheer excitement, because someone told you to get in a trade. It's a good trade. It looks kind of good, but you didn't do any kind of technical research on it. You didn't do any fundamentals, and it's just squeezing up, and then you just jump in. And then we said another type of fear of missing out is, staying in a trade too long. So if I fear that I might miss out because I'll hold a trade and then it will go against me, meaning that I think it's going to go from $2 to $2.25. Instead, it goes down to $1.95, then it goes down to $1.93, then it keeps going lower, like to $1.90. But I keep holding on past my stop because I'm afraid that if I get out of the trade, then it's going to go, it's going to go up, back up. And if you're a long bias trader, and opposite if you're a short bias trader. And then revenge trading is just you lost the trade and then you maybe had a big loss, and then you keep on trading even though you have no setup. You just jump back in. You're just doing it off emotions. So you're revenge trading, meaning that something must be wrong with me. I got to get this money back, or something must be wrong, or you just keep on trading, and it's revenge because I just want to get back, and because the market took my money, and that's not a good way to trade because that's when you're in fear based. And so we talk about trading psychology because you have to be aware of your emotions when you're trading. You have to be so more methodical than emotional. And if you have a method, then you'll be able to stick to your plan, and then that way you can trade without fear, and you're planning, and then it just is probability. Like I said in the last video, Mark Douglas talks about trading in the zone. That's a great book. I'll put the link below. But he's saying that you're trading without fear because you have a plan. If that plan doesn't work, then that's just probability. It's just the luck. It's just the luck of the draw. It's like tossing a coin you talked about. So I created a journal, day trading playbook journal, and this is where you can create your strategy so that you won't be in fear. Let me tell you a story. I was trying to pass an evaluation. This was about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, and that's when I created this journal. And it was just in the making, because I would just in my journal I would write down all the things that are in this journal. And it's called CEST framework, and I didn't create it. I got it from another trader. But I was like, yes, I but in the midst of me trying to pass evaluation, you guys, I literally, there's a video on my TikTok. I was crying. I don't know why I put it up, but I was just upset. I was crying. I did this for a few months. Every time I lost an evaluation, or every time I lost for the day, if I was on red for the day, I would be just so upset. And then each trade, I was afraid to take a trade most of the time because I just was like, my hands would shake. I had a tight stomach. So you have to check yourself. And so if you don't have a mentor right now, maybe you should get a mentor if you feel like as you're trading with live money, um, as you're trading with live money, you're starting to just, kind of lose it. You want to throw the laptop across the room, or you want to, just be upset at everybody, or cry like me. I'm emotional. But, or like with men, you guys might, take it internally, and then no one knows what you're going on with you, because as a trader, we do this alone. So in order for you to not get emotional, you need to just create a better plan. So maybe you think you have a strategy or a plan, but there's criteria to get into that trade, and that is it has a catalyst. So news catalyst or something that's driving that stock up, then you're checking, are you sure is the volume increasing? And I use RSR. Is the volume increasing? Is in another indicator, whatever indicators you use, I use MACD and RSI and above VWAP. So those are indicators for me. Okay, check, check, check. And that's what this the playbook is about. You're gonna write down these things every single time you get into a trade. And I also have a video on this playbook as well. But every time I get into a trade, I'm going to write that out. And guess what I need to write out as well? And you're just going to have to do it. We just can't hold. So we're going to write out your take profit. Where do you think you should get out of this trade so you can get a profit? So you have to have that trade take profit. I think sometimes what's happening is you get in the trade and you're just holding and you're not sure. New traders probably do it all the time because we think it's going to go parabolic, but all these stocks lately, they've been halting. I think, what was it today? BDVB was halting today. Yesterday it was ZYBT and ZYBT. And so in that case, you have to have some kind of take profit because it might shoot up and then it just might, as soon as it the halt resumes, it tanks down. But you have to have that plan. You know why? Because you're not afraid. So back to my story, the reason why I was able to get out of that fearful mode that I was in, because I started writing in this playbook journal that I was starting to create, and then I would write out my risk management. I did not have no risk management. I didn't have a risk management rule. So you have to have that risk management rule. So what I would do is I would do like five, just my risk management was 10 cents, 10-cent profit to a 5-cent stop loss. And so I would just I had to keep to that. And I did, like Mark Douglas says, you do the 20 trades in a row. So you're seeing, hey, does my strategy work? Do my rules work? All those things. So you're in those 20 trades. How many times am I following that, that risk management rule? How many times am I buying the dip? How many times am I doing that, or am I breakout? So I also have a journal where I write out what strategy am I doing, because it just makes sure. I mean, I know my strategy. I'm not supposed to, like now I'm doing range breaks, but I know that. But did I get in the trade and it wasn't a range break? Did I get in the trade? Like if you're trying to buy the dip, did you not buy the dip? Did you buy it at the high? So you're going to write that down and you're going to put data on yourself. And so another, so that you're not missing, okay. So you're not trading with fear. So that way, once I did that, then I was able to plan it out. And I said, okay, I'm going to take profit at this point. And then I have my stop loss set. It's in there. It's set in stone. And then I will not have so much fear. So so that's, what I did on that. I had to do about, seriously, 6 months of I will obey my stop, and I had a stop loss. I had to do that. Then I had to get in only barely make that 10 cents, 5 cent, instead. Okay. So over that 6 month period, I had to do that stop loss, and then I had to do the 2-to-1 ratio but it was only 10-cent profit to 5-cent risk. I had to do that every time, and no, I didn't do it some trades I was just like, I would change it and I knew what I was doing, or what I would do is I get in at the wrong time, or I just get in that excitement. So I had to control myself so that I could trade like that. And that helped me so much. And that's where, I was able to pass the evaluation finally. I was able to make more money finally. But once I got that down, what that does, it'll build your confidence. So I want you to go back if you're struggling with consistency and fear of losing money, fear of not being right, fear of just damn, I just want to quit because I think I'm just, an idiot because I can't get this. you can get it because you just are going to figure out what are you doing that you need to tweak a little bit and what do you need to stick to that you're not sticking to. So if you don't have any rules, God bless you, you have to have day trading rules. So if you're new to this and you're just watching this video, you just learned a little bit and you're ready to get into a live account, before you do that, make sure you have rules. And then that will help you, first of all, that's going to keep you disciplined. To trade without fear is CEST. You have to have the catalyst, have an entry already set out, have an exit, a stop loss, and have your take profit. You have that, and then you're going to plan out those things, and then that's where you'll have your risk management. So if your problem is I'm afraid to lose money, you know exactly how much. 5 cents times 100 shares is what? 5 cents times 1,000 shares is what? So you'll know, okay, I used to write that down so I know exactly if it's $50, I'm going to lose $50, or I'll lose 100, or I lose 200. If you don't have that money to lose, you don't put that money on the line. So if you cannot lose 50, then you're going to cut your stop loss down to just 3 cents or whatever your risk parameter is. But you have to have a risk parameter, and that's where the fear was gone for me, because I took the fear away, because I know, you know what, Carolyn, you're only going to lose $50. You only, so unless it doesn't hit my stop loss or something, but I knew, okay, I'm only going to lose that amount. If I risked 100, that's all I can, that's all I'm going to lose. And most of the time on that platform I'm using, it hits it when you put in that stop loss. And if you don't know how to do it, message me or something and say, hey, Carolyn, how do you set the, take profit and stop loss at the same time? So it's called OCO brackets. But you want to make sure that if you have that plan, you can trade, and you can trade without fear. So I'll see you in the next video. I just wanted to do a short, quick video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos. And if you want to join my school, it's $49 a month, and you'll get one-on-one mentorship with me, and then you'll get several videos on showing you how to trade, just the basics of trading. I'm not going to make it complicated for you. So just like I learned, I want you to learn the basics of trading, and also with trading psychology as well. So I will see you in the next session. And just remember CEST, and continue using your day trading playbook journal every time you trade. And there's a space in there for you to say the things I can work on today and the things I did right. So I want you to make sure that you're filling this out every time that you trade. And then you also have your strategy. So you're creating your watch list strategy on here. As it develops, because we know that you're new to trading, then you say, you know what, my best strategy is when it's a momentum trade, when it breaks out and then it keeps moving, and then I get in on a little micro pullback or something. Or for me, it's a range break. Once it breaks, it tests the resistance like 2 times, and then it tests it one more time and breaks through. That's my best trade. But if I write in this journal more often as I'm trading, that will help your fear. That helps my fear as I'm trading, because I'm not so afraid. So make sure that you use that journal, and that's what this journal is for. Even, I don't care if it's a blank piece of paper, that's what it's for, so that you can figure out, why are you afraid? What makes you afraid when you're in this trade? Write it as you're in the trade. Because why are you getting out of a trade too soon? Why are you afraid that you might miss out on a trade and you're not following your strategy? So I'll see you in the next trading psychology video. And if you have any questions, you can always message me. And I'll see you in the next video.